Good afternoon. Welcome to Maximize Your Monday. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining me on today. You guys know I love Mondays. So today we are going to get the opportunity to really dive into your week. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Listen, I need you to do me a favor. You guys know my favor. I need you to share this broadcast, okay? Because today I am going to talk directly to my entrepreneurs. Today I am going to speak directly to those who were designed and created to work a 9 to 5. I know we always talk about the 9 to 5ers, but what I've learned is there's a special thing that has to happen before you can really be maximized in your 9 to 5. So listen, tune in, share this with your friend. Hey Treasure, hey Joe, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey Isha girl. I wanted to really dive in today and talk about the entrepreneur. So do me a favor and share this on your broadcast. Share this on your page. Again, for those who are tuning in, thank you so much. My name is LaToya Early. I am an empowerment speaker. I am an author. I am a mother. I am a wife. But most of all, I am the founder and the creator of Chase Great Enterprises, where we are constantly changing the momentum of your pursuit to happiness, your pursuit to success, and most of all, your pursuit to purpose. Listen, I am in the purpose discovery business, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. I love helping people really discover who they really are so that they can learn how to apply the value that's on the inside to their daily living. How many of you have gotten so tied up or gotten so overwhelmed with life and you kind of forgot who you were, you forgot the direction that you were heading in, and you've been operating in your 9 to 5 and you've been working and just punching the clock and not really knowing who you are in your position? Listen, it is time to change the momentum of your pursuit. It is time for you to shift your mindset so that you can change your perception, and then it'll change your perspective. Let's change how we view things so that it can change our point of view, right? Let's change how we view things so that it'll change our point of view. So again, thank you so much for joining me. We are going to dive in today. I'm so excited to talk about my 9 to 5ers. I'm so excited to talk to my entrepreneurs, because so often we focus on the entrepreneur. So often we talk directly to the one who's created to build the business. But what about the person that's created to help the business grow? What about the person who is strategically designed to work alongside an entrepreneur and help them develop and help them grow? If you are in your 9 to 5, I need you to share this broadcast with your other coworkers. I need you to share this broadcast with your peers or with your family, because some of you are struggling right now in your 9 to 5. Some of you are struggling right now in your position, and I'm going to share with you why you're having such a hard time maximizing or getting to the place that you desire in your 9 to 5. Hey Karen, hey Destiny. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me. So listen, before we get started on our I'm still in my 9 to 5. Now what? I want to talk about our event that we had on last night. Oh my goodness. For those who was in attendance to the Fearless Living Masterclass, listen, it was an amazing experience. I am so excited about the things that are going to happen to the people who attended the masterclass on last night. When I tell you that they received some formulas that's going to take them into not just 2017, it should have taken them into today with a new way of thinking. Let me show y'all. Look at how many breakthroughs we had on last night. Yes, let me share with you all of the different fears that we had to overcome on last night. These are some of the fears that the women and the men posted on last night and shared with us on last night. These are some of the fears that they had to overcome and break through and say, you know what? I will no longer let the fear of or the expectation of failure stop me from reaching the goals and the success that I desire. And it's so amazing how once you change that mindset, once you learn that you have complete and total control over your way of thinking, it will completely shift your direction. Listen, Yesterday was amazing, and I cannot wait until our next event. I cannot wait. Why? Because my job, my assignment, my purpose is to apply encouragement and applicable teachings to your life so that you can live a greater life and that you can live a life in purpose. A lot of times people think that purpose-driven lives are impossible. A lot of people think that purpose-driven lives are not easy to do, or not, you can't do it when you're working a 9 to 5. And what I've learned is that purpose is not just for entrepreneurs. Purpose is for every person that is walking this earth. If you were born, if you have a birth date, then that is the date that God gave you this amazing gift to be great. And it is up to you to maximize that purpose so that you can live a purpose-driven life. Hey, Pastor Malloy. Hey, Jordan. Hey, LA. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hey, Lady T. Ray. Listen, today's segment for Maximize Your Monday just took me all the way left. And the reason is because yesterday when we did our event, again, these are all the fears that we had to overcome yesterday. It really showed me. I asked how many entrepreneurs did we have in the building. And we had more entrepreneurs in the building than we did entrepreneurs. And what I learned is that the reason why we had so many entrepreneurs who were still in fear is because you haven't yet recognized your purpose in your current position. You haven't recognized your value in your business. So let me just read a few of these. And there's no names on them, so I don't know who said what, why, and where. But one of them says that they were afraid of not living up to their full potential because of anxiety. How many of you have this same fear? That you feel like that you will not reach your greatest potential, and this sense of anxiety and this sense of fear begins to creep in, and it stops you from being great. And how many times have you sat in your position in your office and you felt like, or your workstation or wherever it is that you work, and you felt like because you didn't have your own that you weren't good enough? See, let me tell you something about entrepreneurship. The reason why certain people decide to go into entrepreneurship, one of the reasons is so that we can create an opportunity for entrepreneurs like you to maximize. Don't think that your gift is not valuable because you're not the CEO of the company. The only way that the CEO of the company is going to be great is if you be great. I cannot listen. As the owner of Chase Great Enterprises, I cannot go to the place that I'm supposed to go if I didn't have the people to ride with me. Entrepreneurship is a lonely journey when you're trying to travel alone. But when you have a team of people who understand that the purpose in their position is to help the entrepreneur grow, not only does it make the company a greater place, but it makes you as a person a greater person, because now you're starting to think more selflessly than selfishly. So you have to recognize that when you're working your 9 to 5 and you're going and you're swiping the time clock and you're only there to complete the 10 assignments that's on your to-do list and to go home, then not only are you stealing from your employer, but you're stealing from your future, because what you invest in is what you will receive. Every seed will reap a harvest. And if you continue to sow these lazy, procrastinating, not giving a care seed, that's what you're going to receive. So while you're in your 9 to 5 and you're wondering why you have not been promoted or you're not being fulfilled in your position, is because you've taken your opportunity for granted. And I'm here to tell you that it's time for you to shift your mindset. Let's shift your perception. Let's change the way you view things so that we can change your point of view. Your business is my business. Yes, you have to get into a place. Listen, let me tell you something about support. What happens? It's a domino effect. When you pour into your employer, someone from somewhere is going to pour into you. But if you take advantage of your employer, if you take advantage of the position that you have, the people that are supposed to help you are going to take advantage of you. And that's not a good feeling. So one person said not living up to their full potential because of anxiety. How many of us have that? Another person says their fear of finances. When you're in your 9 to 5, you have to understand that you are in the best time to maximize your finances. When you're working a 9 to 5, you are in the best position. Why? Because you do not have to be on. Think about the employer who has to sit down and generate systems to make sure that you get paid. So you have to now, remember I talked about being selflessly instead of selfishly. You have to start shifting your way of thinking, because that employer, that boss, that supervisor, that manager that you are supposed to be there to help build and maintain, they are on the flip side listening to their superior trying to make sure that you get a paycheck. So why not go to work and be exactly who you're supposed to be, so that not only are you making your job a better place, but you're making those who are in leadership you're creating a better opportunity for them. You need to discover your purpose and your position. Purpose is not just for community service. Purpose is not just for your service at church. Purpose is something that you are to commit to full time. Fair exchange. What is your true value in your position? Are you dedicating 50%, expecting 100? Come on. That question, that is so great. Fair exchange. What is your true value in your position? Are you dedicating 50%, expecting 100? You're sitting in your desk, you're sitting in your position, and you're getting upset, you're getting irate, saying how your boss doesn't do this and how the manager doesn't do that and the owner doesn't do that. But there you have gifts that are in you that can help that business be better. But you're so disgruntled that you don't recognize the opportunity in your position. Stop taking advantage of the seat that you sit in and learn how to maximize the experience. Because while you're sitting and you're complaining about your current seat, there's someone that doesn't have that seat. There's someone who's out seeking employment, who can't find employment, but you have a job and you have an area where you can really maximize and be yourself, but yet you're taking advantage of it because you're not the owner. But if you can maximize your seat as an entrepreneur, how dare you think that you can maximize the seat as an entrepreneur? Do you know how much more responsibility it takes as an entrepreneur? Do you know how many headaches an entrepreneur has? Do you know how many ups and downs that a company has to endure? Do you know how many... Let's go back all the way down to the drawing board. When the entrepreneur first developed, you don't know what that entrepreneur had to go through to get to where they are, to hire you. Do you know how much sacrifice it took for that employer to position you to make the dollar that you make? Instead of you sitting and you being upset and disgruntled about your position, why don't you find your purpose in it? And start adding value to that position. Start adding value to that company. You don't know how far you can go if you go in operating with a sense of help and hope. Stop thinking selfishly and start thinking selflessly. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you doing that's not required? Add value. Listen, another one of the things that we talked about, one of the sticky notes, they're afraid of not making an impact or not being influential. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about being a leader. When you're an effective leader, when you're operating in the assigned position, when you're operating in the place that you speak directly from your heart, you automatically become influential. When people see the light in you, when you walk into a dark room and you're allowing the love from your heart protrude, the light is going to shine. So you automatically become influential. But when you walk into your workspace, into your office space, into your work building, and you got the same disgruntled, terrible attitude as the rest of the people, guess what? You look just like the rest of them. Foolish. So my question to you is, when are you going to take the position that you have and own it? Your employer needs you. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that we have some managers that don't know how to lead effectively. I know that we have some supervisors that really don't know how to act as a team player, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about you, because the only person that you can change is you. And while you keep sitting behind your desk, behind your phone, behind your cubicle, and you keep pointing fingers saying what everybody else is doing wrong, when are you going to sit down and discover what you're doing wrong? Because you're the problem in your current situation. The only way that you can get someone else to change is if you change first. Stop worrying about what's happening around you and start digging deep and learning who you are, so that you can identify your value, so that you can know how to present your value. You've been waiting for that raise. You've been waiting for that opportunity for a financial increase. You've been waiting for that promotion. You've been waiting for all of these great things to happen, but yet you won't give more than the 50% that they require. You're waiting on them to come and pat you on the back and say, oh, job well done. Oh, let's show you some appreciation. You feel like that's the only way, that's your validation. You don't seek validation waiting for someone to come pat you on the back. You go into your job knowing that you're giving everything that you have, and the reward that you'll get from that is going to exceed anything that anybody can ever give you. I'm here to challenge you on today. Yesterday, our Fearless Living Masterclass was an amazing event. We were able to really break through a lot of fears and a lot of barriers. And something that I did recognize is that we had a lot of people working their 9 to 5 living in fear. One thing that they posted was obedience or moving forward, and holding themselves back. You have to understand that slow obedience is still disobedience. So if you're looking to excel in your business, if you're looking to excel in your 9 to 5, if you're looking to climb the corporate ladder, if you're looking to excel in your office space, I need you to understand that the point of change starts with you. Stop getting mad because they won't recognize you for certain things. Stop getting mad because they won't pat you on the back. Listen, it's like telling somebody, hey, great job for coming to work on time. You shouldn't get a great job for coming to work on time. That's what you're supposed to do. But what you should get a great job at doing is maximizing your position and not wasting the dollar of the employer. Because when you go to work and you spend 50% on social media, 25% on trying to find something else to do to entertain your time, and you only leaving that percentage for your company, you're stealing. You're not just stealing from them, you're stealing from you. Because while you're sitting and praying and asking God for more, you won't even position yourself so that he can give you more, because he can't trust you with it. One of the fears was rejection. The reason why we're afraid of rejection is because we don't feel that we're good enough. The reason why we don't feel that we're good enough is because no one sat down to tell us that the value is not what you can do or what you look like, but the value is internal. And until you sit down and discover the value that is within you, you'll always feel like you're not good enough. But when you learn that on your birth date, X amount of many years ago, that you were strategically created on purpose, with an assignment to either be a visionary or to aid or assist the visionary, that's when you'll learn that rejection is nothing but an emotion that was put on you far before you even had a choice, and you have the power to break through it. I need you to now shift the way you view things so that you can shift your point of view. Stop thinking so selfishly and start thinking selflessly, because the more selflessly you think, the greater your possibilities. I promise you. Here's a good one. Fear of accountability, being accountable for others being accountable for me. Listen, that's good, because a lot of times we'll just settle with mediocrity because we don't want to be held accountable. We don't want to have to do extra. We don't want to have to work more. We want to do just enough just to get by, but we still want the ultimate refund. That's not an equal exchange. You're afraid of being held accountable because you're afraid that your laziness will be reflected. You're afraid that people will see that you've been saying you smart this whole time, but you're really lazy. Or you really don't know. So you're afraid of accountability because you don't want to be held to a standard. I tell my son all the time. I ask him every morning, I said, are you a leader? He said, yes, I'm a leader. I said, what do leaders do? They follow directions. Why do I have to teach? I'm teaching this to a 5-year-old. I have to teach this to adults too. Because some of you are saying, I am a leader, but you don't follow directions. You don't even want to live to a standard. You don't want to go into your work and follow directions. And then you get mad like, oh, this rule that they have is so dumb. The reason why they had to put this rule in place is because they can't trust you to be responsible. So stop looking at the effects or stop looking at the way that the structure is built and start being the person that you need to be to make the workplace, a better place to be. It's time for you to discover your purpose and your position so that you can gain the success that you desire. Listen, I'm talking to you from my heart. I'm talking to you from that place where when I was working a 9-to-5, I didn't give my all. I felt like that they didn't value me. I felt like they didn't value my ideas. But the reason, how can I expect them to value my ideas if I didn't value my own? How can I expect you to believe that I'm qualified for the position when I'm late to work? Or when I'm not exceeding my assignments, when I'm not reaching past the expectations of the company? How can I expect you to promote me when my intent is not to help the company develop, but to help my pockets grow? That's selfish. And until you change the way you view things, you'll never change your point of view. So listen, this talk today, this segment, Maximize Your Monday, was for my entrepreneurs, my 9-to-5ers, because I get so many have what it takes to take a vision or an idea to the level where you can then create a team to help you take. Listen, who you are for your employer is who someone else will be for you. Don't that suck? Right. So, again, today's talk was for my 9-to-5ers. You're in your 9-to-5? Cool. We need you. But I need you to stop taking advantage of your 9-to-5. Stop looking so far ahead. I saw a post the other day that says everyone is so focused on their 5-year goal that you don't even know what you're getting ready to do in the next 48 hours. Stop focusing on what you want to look like and start working on who you already look like. If you're working a 9-to-5, I need you to be an asset, not a liability. Thank you, Keela. I need you to understand that your position in your 9-to-5 is valuable. Listen, they need you. But I need you to understand that if you desire to be taken to that place, you're going to have to change your perception. Change the way you view things so that you can change your point of view. Purpose discovery is not just for entrepreneurs. Purpose discovery is for anyone breathing. If you are ready to take your current position to the next level, you're ready to work in a field, in an area that complements your greatest gift, that complements your greatest value, you need to discover what your value is so that you can know how to properly apply. And once you learn that, everything else will fall into place. Even when I was working with building the business did not reflect my authentic purpose. And that's the reason why it took time after time after time, chiseling after chisel after chisel. But I am finally in a place to say that I know my purpose. And everything that I do, whether or not it's a friendship, whether or not it's a client, whether or not it's a restaurant, whether or not it's a movie, everything I do will be purpose driven. Why? Because I've made a decision to stop wasting my time and the people's time around me and to only maximize in the areas that I'm good in. Because when I try to operate outside of my purpose, not only am I wasting my time, but I'm wasting the people's time. And I want to make sure that my time is valuable because it's something that I can't get back. This is good, LaToya. We need to copy this and give it to new employees, especially the millennials. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate you. Yes, entitlement is a recipe for disaster. So when are you going to change the recipe? We talk about the millennials all the time, and it's the millennials feel entitled. You want to know why the millennials feel entitled? The millennials feel entitled because our parents didn't. They weren't privileged. So when our parents couldn't get their way, they made it their obligation to make sure their kids got everything that they wanted. So now while the parents thought that they were saving us, they were really hindering us. Because while you had to work for what you needed, you just gave me what I needed. So now what we need to do is, because now that's a habit in most millennials, now we need to start pulling out value and showing them that the value that's within them is on the inside and not on the outside. And that's the only way that we're going to get this message to the millennials, is if we start helping them and stop making them feel like that because they're millennial, because they're entitled generation, because we feel like it's a popcorn generation, that's not how the process works. But we need patient people to walk them through the process, because the millennials are the leaders to our companies. And if we don't fix it now, where would it lead us? So again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for Maximize Your Monday. You guys know how passionate I get when I'm talking about purpose, because I'm so tired of people living life and just existing. You wake up every single day and you are upset, you're disgruntled. You talk about the people who want $15 an hour to work at McDonald's, and y'all think that's a terrible thing. But if they find their value in flipping them fries, you don't know what kind of day it will change yours. How it could change your day. Because you in that drive-thru, and while they passing you they stuff and they just as mad as they want to be about their job, you don't know how this increase can change their life. You don't know. And who are you to judge whether or not they deserve $15 an hour or not? But you want to raise in your business. What makes your business better than theirs? What makes your position? Because listen, flipping fries ain't never been my thing. But I can't tell you that I deserve more money than them because I'm at a desk and they're not. You need to discover your purpose and your position. You need to find out what makes you great in the seat that you sit in. Stop looking at other people's seats. Stop looking so far ahead of you that you can't even focus on the goodness. The thing, listen, we're going to talk about focusing on the start. You so focused on the finish line, you're not paying attention that it first starts with the first step. Let's focus on that. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I thank you. Please share this broadcast. Please share Maximize Your Monday on today. We have a full Monday here at Chase Great Enterprises. Not only do we have our coaches training on this afternoon, we have our coaches monthly mastermind session on this afternoon. Then we have like a boatload of other stuff that we need to do on today. So maximizing your Monday today will be maximized. Then on top of all of this, I had to take a pause in the middle of my day and go be mommy for a couple minutes. So listen, but this is the life. I chose to live purpose full time. I'm waiting for you to make that same decision. Because in purpose is where you're going to find fulfillment. I promise. I guarantee. I guarantee. Hands down, guaranteed. If I'm lying, you can have your money back. Listen, you guys have a wonderful day. I thank you for joining me on today. My phone is getting ready to die, so I have to go ahead and end this broadcast today. But I love you. Be blessed. Be sure to subscribe to our weekly newsletter at chasegreatenterprises.com. We have some great opportunities headed for the end of this year. I have a great opportunity for you. Listen, if you want to attend a purpose party, we have a purpose party scheduled for Friday, December, I think it's 16th. And here's the deal. If you register, you can bring a friend free. So not only are we going to help you discover your purpose, but we're going to teach you and show you how to properly position your purpose so that you can excel in your business, so that you can excel in your 9-to-5, so that you can excel in life. Because purpose-driven living is not to be practiced part-time. So if you are interested in that opportunity, inbox me. Check it out on our website. The event is also available on Eventbrite. But that's our last purpose party of the year. If you register, you can bring a friend free. I'm all about purpose discovery. Let's start here. Focus on the start. Let's start and focus on the first step. If we can change the way you view things, we can change your point of view. Be blessed today. Please share this broadcast. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing week. Maximize your week. Write your goals out and be sure to make a decision to reach every goal that you put on your list. Have an amazing day and be blessed.